In this video, it's time to do a little programming. Stay tuned. Welcome back or to the channel. Today we're doing some programming on some key fobs. A lot of times people will lose their key fob or it'll break and they have to get a new one. You can buy a lot of them online. There's a lot of good places to go. Amazon has them, eBay has them. You can get them in most auto parts stores that have the chips inside of them. Obviously you have to go through a programming stage in order for that key to know that it belongs there. Now, every vehicle's different. GMs have a different setup. Dodge has a different setup. Ford has a different setup. Ford's, I think some of the Fords you had to use the touchpad outside with the key in the door, kind of a weird combination. So you had to have that passcode set up, or you had to go through your owner's manual, reset the code from prior to whatever code you wanted so that you could program it. I think there was one Ford that was like that. I don't remember if it was the Explorer. I'm not up on my Fords as much as I should be, but Dodges, they do a separate setup that involves your old key. So we're going to do that step today. Now, remember that this is year specific. So if you're going to look up how to program them, you can look up online. There's several different sites for programming keys. Some sites that you buy the keys from will give you a card that'll lead you to a website of some kind of www.remotes something to be able to program it. I don't have the exact address, so don't use something. But they will give you the exact things you need to do in order to program it. Now, if you try to start the vehicle with an unprogrammed key, some vehicles will not allow you to start the vehicle, even though it's cut for the ignition. This is one of them. We will be showing that here. So even though you have a cut key, until you program the new key, it won't start the vehicle. And we'll see exactly what I'm talking about when we get inside to actually do the programming. On our lovely paperwork, it says most 2010 plus vehicles are dealer or auto locksmith program only. That means that they need a special device to program your key to your ignition. Now, if your vehicle is older than 2010, this trick will work. So all the way from early 2000s up to 2009, you should be able to use this trick to program your key. So let's go ahead and get inside. I want to show you what happens with an unprogrammed key, and then we're going to get to programming. Okay, so here we are. Before we get started, you obviously see the two-wheel drive tank sitting over there. There's a project going on. I'm not sure which video here is going to wind up. I'm pretty sure that one's going to come out before this one. So you're getting kind of a sneak peek of it sitting in the garage over there. So what I wanted to show was this is my unprogrammed key. This is what happens when you use an unprogrammed key, at least in a Dodge, and you try to start it. Okay, so what happens is you put the key in, everything goes normal, but then you start noticing a light flashing on the dash. That light is a red light saying that the security light's on. So, watch what happens when we go to start this vehicle now. It shuts the truck off. And the reason it's doing that is because this key is not recognized. Now the next time we go to try to fire it, it's going to shut it down even quicker. And it'll keep doing that. does fire up, it's going to run for a few seconds and shut off. Okay, so this is an unprogrammed key. Unplug it. Now, in the paperwork, it does say you can program up to 8 keys, which is really extreme. You shouldn't need to program that many. If you break a few, and I know Dodges are easy to break because their keys actually hang out from the bottom and don't retract. That is something that they changed on the newer ones, but the newer ones, you do have to have someone else program them. And they do charge a pretty penny for it. A lot of times locksmiths are almost cheaper than the dealership. So that's something to pay attention to when you're actually going to get new keys. The biggest thing to remember is make sure that your original keys keep working because they're your source of programming. So let's go ahead and try this again. We're going to count it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we're going to switch it back. Okay, it started blinking after 9. Now that it's blinking, it's asking us to switch the key. And after 4 seconds, our immobilizer is no longer flashing, meaning that it has now read this key. It accepts this key in the ignition. Just like that, our keys are programmed. This is a very simple one compared to GM's. GM's are extremely complicated. Just to make sure both red keys work, we're going to go ahead and swap. So, one red key here, which was in. Okay. So both red keys are working, both black keys are working. We are officially programmed. But as I was saying, GMs have a very extreme programming to their key fob. Because if you don't program it, you can't lock your doors, unlock your doors, and the panic button won't work. So, if you don't go through the process of programming your keys, none of this stuff will work. And a lot of people like having the keyless entry. It just makes everything a lot easier, especially if you're carrying something in your arms. If you got, stuff for work, or you have bag or something like that you bring with you, you don't want to be fumbling to try to get a key into a door and then scratch your door all up. That's why we went with keyless entry. It is a nice feature, and most modern vehicles have it. Whether you bought your vehicle with the key fob or not, a lot of times the key fobs are lost, and all you got to do is buy new key fobs and program them. Now, some vehicles still out there don't come with a key fob, but those are more of your work class and lower grade trucks that they didn't put the programming and the money into it to put that software in and the hardware in for it. But this is a simple process that anyone can do. It will make your life a lot easier, especially if you already have 2 keys that are kind of partially wore out. It's nice to have a good fresh key. And you can cut your future keys off of one of your new keys as long as you haven't used it in your ignition and worn it out. If you've worn it out, then there's no point. Then you might as well just have it cut off the VIN code. But that's going to do it for today's video. I'd like to say thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.